Now, before I start, as always, I like to say up front, any clip I play in this video, I don't own the rights to that content. It's for educational purposes only. It helps me get my point across. I saw this post on Instagram. Now, do I believe this fight's going to ever happen? No, I don't think so. I think that window has closed, right? There was plenty of opportunities when Canelo was at 168 and David Benavidez was at 168. But those opportunities have passed, right? But Bernie the Boxer had a great solution. If David Benavidez really wants to fight, I mean, if he really is still hungry for that fight, he had a solution for that. Let's listen to the solution that Bernie the Boxer has, and then I will respond.
Nations like that. So I knew this was my big coming out party. It was a shame that Canelo wasn't able to watch that fight there because, he got a little bit scared, and I think I might have scared him away. But, just to show everybody, man, I'm a bad dude, man. I'm a bad MFer.
David Benavidez, he just seems so thirsty. It's annoying. He seems so thirsty. Like, bro, let it happen. So if I'm Canelo, I'm saying, okay, because that could bring Canelo back in a big way, because it'll be the David Benavidez, he popping right now. So if I'm Canelo, I'm like, okay, make 168 and you got 10 pounds over. You can't come in no more than 178. And that's it. You want the fight so bad, you can't come in no more than 178.
Rehydration.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah, you want the fight so bad. Okay. I'm going to fight you at 160. You're going to wait no more than 178.
Especially now that you're the unified champion at cruiserweight.
Yeah. I'm not fighting nowhere. Nope. That's what I'm going to do. I mean, you keep calling my name. You want it so bad. Let's see how bad you want it. And it's just pathetic that he keep bringing up that man's name. Like, what if you beat Canelo? Would that really be a feather in your cap at this point? No. Would that be a feather in your cap at this point? No. I mean, Canelo's strong.
Is it the passing of the torch now?
Passing the torch for what? He's not the face of boxing. He's not going to be the face of boxing. No.
Now, I agree with Bernie the Boxer 100%. David Benavidez is never going to be the face of boxing. I don't think so. I agree with him 100%. I agree with everything Bernie the Boxer says. The funny thing about it, when you look back at when Canelo signed a 3-fight deal with PBC, we all thought that was a fight we was going to see. And I wanted to see that fight at that time. But it didn't happen. Matter of fact, the WBC and the PBC didn't care what David wanted. Errol Spence was in line to get a Canelo shot instead of fighting Terrence Crawford. That's how much PBC and WBC cared about what David Benavidez wanted, right? They didn't care what he wanted, and he still backs them. And when we go further than that, let's go further back than that. David Benavidez was the WBC champ at 168 twice and fumbled the bag twice. Before he fumbled the bag, when he was champion, he didn't want to do anything in the division anyway. Wasn't interested in no unifications. Caleb Plant even said when he was champion, they were both undefeated champions. Caleb Plant was interested in unification. Caleb Plant said David Benavidez's promoter, Scampston Lewowitz, said he did not want to do the fight. He wanted the fight to marinate so they can make more money. Benavidez could have unified before Canelo came. He chose not to. His promoter chose not to. Now let's go back to him fumbling the bag twice. The first time he won the WBC title, he came positive for coke, right? So they stripped him. The second time, and this was when Canelo was fighting Kovalov and was about to come down to 168, he was a WBC champ. Lost his title on the scale. Now, a lot of people want to blame Canelo for ducking, and yeah, he is ducking Benavidez, but some of the blame goes to David Benavidez, because if he holds on to that WBC title, Canelo has no choice but to see him to become undisputed. Now, I hear what people saying, well, he was going to go to cruiserweight and fight Macaboo, right? Yeah, he was, because that's what he wanted. But now, only one person wants this fight, and that's David Benavidez. So Bernie the Boxer is right. If you want the fight, you have to make the sacrifice. And what I'm hearing from the latest David Benavidez interview, he's having second thoughts about going back down to 175. I'm sure IQ and I'm sure Coach Malachi will cover that, and I'll make a video about that in a couple of days. But from what I'm hearing in the latest interview, he's having second thoughts about that. But if I'm Canelo, I'm gonna see how gully he really is. I'm gonna say, you know what? Okay, I'll fight you. Come to 168. You only get rehydrate to 178, and I give you the fight. Let's see what happens. And you say that's unfair. It's not unfair if you're trying to fight the guy and he doesn't want to fight you. So everything on his terms, especially if he's the face of boxing, right? Same thing with Shakur Stevenson and Ryan Garcia. If Ryan Garcia wants to fight Shakur Stevenson, he has to go by his rules. But if Shakur Stevenson wants to fight, he's going to have to fight Ryan Garcia at 147. That is what I believe. But anyway, what are your thoughts? Would David Benavidez take the bait? Would he fight at Canelo at 168? Remember, this is a fight he's always wanted. His dream fight. I believe he won't. I think he'll try to negotiate with Canelo to get it at 180 or something, because he's already trying to negotiate with Dimitri Bivol. But it's not going to happen. I think David Benavidez knows he cannot make that weight anymore, and he probably cannot make 175. But that's my opinion. BZ, I'm gone.